This is a World War I soldier, and this is a World War I French army.
Check it out, they even have the French flag. Oh, sorry, actually. There we go, now they have the French flag. We've also got ourselves two variants of the German army here. For one, we've got the earlier war variant with the tan helmets and old Victorian style armor. And the second one here with the commander has the later war variants. Now today we're gonna take these armies and start a war. The First World War, that is. And simulate some trench warfare. Now the problem is most of my base plates and bricks are being used up by our German World War II fortress from last video. Now this thing is really sick, but it's about 25 years too advanced for us. So let's painstakingly take this apart and sort the Lego bricks so we can use them again. Alright guys, it's actually so much easier to take apart Lego than building it, believe it or not. Now, we do have these two platforms pretty much barren now. All of the World War II stuff is gone. I am going to probably completely strip this platform here, but I was thinking maybe I'd keep this one because this one is actually raised. You can see the other little blocks down here that are raising it up. And so I might just strip off this section here, which is literally just these massive plates. Yeah, so just strip these off, reveal the ground underneath, strip this one, turn this one into the trench, and keep this one as flat ground that we could have one of the armies sort of charging through no man's land into the other trench. I think that's going to be the play. It will take a while, but we're gonna get to work on that. It's extreme. Either way, guys, if you do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe with notifications on, and comment down below. We are going to be having a big giveaway at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. And remember to check the description for last week's giveaway. All right, let's fix these things. Oh baby, okay, we've gotten all of this set up now in bags. So we have gray tile bags, the mason bricks. These are my favorite brick of all time. I love these, you should buy some. Not sponsored by LEGO, by the way. I just think they're great bricks. These are all of our earth tones. We're gonna be using a lot of these. More gray tiles, some foliage, US World War II units / Allied, and German World War II units. These ones were provided by BrickTactical.com. He's awesome. So here's our raised flat one, and then here is our blank canvas. And what I want to do is I want to start by building the trench first. So I purchased a bunch of these mud bricks right here for the trench. And we're basically going to make a big trench line here. And we're gonna build it up so it's, you know, tall enough to be an actual trench, and then we can sculpt the landscape around it. At least in theory, that's how it'll work. And then after that, we can start adding our World War I soldiers to it. I am thinking it might be a World War I Allied trench, because I'd like to have the French defending against the Germans. I think that would look cool. And then here's just like a Belgian dude.
Monsieur Commander, let us build the trench.
Ooh, the trenches are just about filled out here, but they're too clean looking. I mean, this is far too clean for a World War I trench. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is like dirty it up a little bit. I kind of started up top here just to see how it would look. I'm talking about like putting down little dirt mud tiles here and there and stuff like that. I'd also really love to have like almost a wood board look down here because they used to cover the bottom in wood boards to prevent trench foot from going in the mud. I don't know how I'm gonna do that though. I don't have any wood looking tiles right now, so I'm gonna try my best to do that. I don't know how good it'll end up looking, but maybe it'll look okay. Either way, just gonna spruce this up, make it look cool, and then we can work on the front of the battlefield here and also get their defenses up. I was going to allow for a little bit of artillery in the back here, but now I'm thinking the attackers should get the artillery in the back over there. Like there should be a little attackers camp, and then here's the defenders camp. Not an attacker's trench, but just like a little forward operating base type deal. Okay, let's pizzazzify this. And look at this, boys. Absolutely gorgeous looking. So I've actually changed things up a bit. This is going to be the back command trench, and this is going to be the forward firing trench. So typically during World War I, there was 3 different trenches. There was the front trench, the secondary trench, and then the command trench. We're not gonna do all 3, we're just gonna do 2 here, but I thought it would look a lot better like this. For the command trench, we do have a little medic station right here, and then I will do more detailing around these bits. I'm definitely thinking we're gonna wanna use a mortar on this thing at some point. I think that would look really really cool, especially in the command trench, and then the forward firing trench can just be all riflemen and machine guns and stuff like that, which will look really, really sick. I am worried about my supply of brown bricks at this point. It is dwindling, and that is troublesome, but I think it should look fine. I'm gonna keep going on this. It's going to be a bit of a grind because I'm gonna have to be searching for a lot of different bricks and stuff like that, so I might not do a time lapse here, but I will be back in just a second for you guys with all this stuff, hopefully somewhat more done.
A few moments later.
Okay, I think I've got the second trench looking like fairly decent. I added a little ladder here because often there would be ladders to go up and over the top, and I only have one of these. If I find more, I'll add more, but at the moment, we have a ladder. But just to get like a little size scale going here, soldiers will kind of stand like that. And I think that's a pretty decent size, especially because I do want to add a bunch of these sandbags right here. Just like plop them like this kinda, and then you can kind of like stack them up and stuff and get that going. They will have like more armor to them, I guess. They won't just be open shots for the Germans to take. Now, before I continue with setting up the actual soldiers and the battle, I do need to finish off this because right now it's just all snow. Yeah, we're gonna need to make a raised platform, and it's gonna sort of stagger down to meet this platform right here. So this will be like semi uphill, this will be semi downhill. We'll see how this ends up looking. I'm hoping it blends fairly seamlessly. Okay, there we go. I think this does actually blend fairly seamlessly with everything. This looks pretty good, I think. But now I do want to start getting more into the micro details here. So a lot of that's going to be these sandbags, which I think just really turn this from an ordinary trench that could be from any war into a more World War I style trench, I feel like. I don't know. It's just... These sandbags just scream World War I to me. Or at the very least, like World War I, World War II. So we're going to add, you know, a solid number of these to the trenches, try and make it look like it's a little bit more filled out, sort of, and give these guys some good cover. You know, they don't want to be shots. No, sir. No siree. Now the other thing I want to add is going to be these defenses. First of all, we've got some mines here that will look pretty good placed down. Then we've also got these LEGO bear traps, which are custom made. They're a little bit flimsy, but I think they're decent. So we could go ahead and like put bear traps out here for enemy soldiers to step on during their assault, and then also some mines out there too. We've also got a big series of tank traps that we're going to be able to add, which will kind of just slow down the enemy charge a little bit there. These sort of make it more of a late war World War I battle. I also just realized I don't have any LEGO barbed wire. Barbed wire was one of the most deployed things in all of World War I defensively. You can't have a set without barbed wire, so I just bought some on Amazon. It should be here tomorrow. Fingers crossed it comes in time. As a backup, I've also bought some more LEGO chains, and I'm gonna search my bin for LEGO chains as well. These hopefully will come here tomorrow. Either this or the barbed wire will come tomorrow, and we'll have it for the mock. Okay, so I actually learned the hedgehog variants of tank traps were not invented until the 1930s. That means, sadly, these puppies gotta go. We need that barbed wire to fill out no man's land, or else it will look very, very empty. While I try not to panic about the barbed wire not coming in time, I'd like to fill out the German headquarters area over here. I think I can build some simple tents out of bricks, so we'll try that. But then I'd also like to move in a couple of German artillery pieces here. These two are technically supposed to be pack guns from World War II, but honestly, they look like generic artillery that could have been howitzers from World War I, so I'm okay with placing them down on this mock. And then here's the tent that I just built. Honestly, I think it's a pretty decent tent. Pretty effective. Can go ahead and put the German leader there. My boy's posting up. Now to set up the gun position to make it look a little bit more natural in terms of the build. I'm thinking like a row of sandstone around it and then sandbags on top of that sandstone. Like they're kind of dug in. These gun positions turned out really nicely, actually. I like this a lot. Look at these. So we've got the sandstone and the sandbags on top of each other right there. Then we've got 2 members of the artillery crew apiece. Normally in World War I, it would be more like 4 to 6 artillerymen, 2 apiece, but I can't afford to use that much space on this mock, so 2 is good. I do want to go ahead and load up their little artillery bin here with some shells. There we go, beautiful custom brick arm shells. Now they have the munition. And then over here, I did do like a little storage area for some bottles. And then here's the tent over here with the
Commandant.
Now I did realize I actually did have a couple of knockoff barbed wire kits. Look at that jiggle. Obviously there's only 2 of them, so I'm still anticipating getting the others in the mail, but hey, we can place these down. Speaking of defenses, I did go ahead and set up the rest of the sandbags too. Had a little bit more than I thought initially, which is pretty nice, so they look pretty good. I also managed to scrounge up these old World War I style machine guns. I believe they're HG08s, they're German? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I figure we might put them like back here or something along those lines to provide cover fire. Also setting up some chemical barrels back here in case we need to use some gas in this attack. Now I do want to carve out like a little space here, I think, for a mortar pit. So I'm gonna work on that and also like detail out the trench a little bit more, add some little things, little touches. All right, so here is the mortar position. I think it looks pretty nice, sort of dug out like a small little area for them. We've got 1 loader right there as well as 1 guy aiming. These are more of the standard French soldiers, but we've also got like some variant French soldiers here who I think I'll use for the firing positions. These are supposed to be like sort of the veterans, I think, and then those are sort of the new recruits. I also set up a small water station here, and I just used a barrel with some light blue studs in there to simulate water, and this man right here is enjoying himself a nice little wartime cookie. I added some foliage too. I don't know if I mentioned that. I don't know. I like the foliage, but it looks a little sparse, but maybe that's a good thing because most of it should be dead from all the fighting anyway. And then we do have a couple of pieces of barbed wire here, and I did try and make like this side where the trenches were very brown, like it was just exposed dirt, exposed earth, and then over here where there's been like less fighting and less digging, a little bit more green, but still kind of like sandy and earthy. So I think the barbed wire being like up here near the defenses does make sense, but we definitely need more than just 2 to make it look completely filled out. While I'm waiting for the barbed wire to show up, I went ahead and activated one of the bear traps. So this German soldier sadly got snared in the trap and is now stuck on the battlefield with this bear trap attached to his foot. Not very fun. I also revamped the medic tent for the French over this way, so this guy's actually got a syringe he's putting in this guy, and then the dude laying down here is actually like, oh god, well now he's losing his legs, but he's also really banged up and stuff like that, so he's waiting for treatment as well in the little triage center. I also hooked up a fella on the back machine gun over here next to the artillery as sort of a defense mechanism in case of a counterattack if the German attack ends up failing. Boys, thank goodness for next day shipping because the barbed wire arrived. I bought more of this barbed wire set that we've already got set up here. It's a set of 10, and then I also bought this as backup. It's more just chains, which you can make a really cool style of barbed wire with. So we're gonna do both to this mock, I think. Oh yeah, it's all coming together, baby. Okay, here's the first type of barbed wire here, and I honestly don't love it. I saw them do this online, and somehow theirs turned out way better than mine. I actually ended up having to use plankton heads because I didn't have enough studs to do this. So yeah, we got the plankton barbed wire, and it's all coming apart now, but I'll probably take it off anyway because I don't like how it looks. I just don't know. Here, let's just get out of there. Oh, we left some plankton behind. But I really do like how this barbed wire looks. Yeah, it looks pretty darn nice. It's actually a different barbed wire than I already had. These are triangle barbed wire. These are like X barbed wires. I think they look fantastic. We've got 2 layers, one in front of the first trench, one in front of the second command trench right there. And I think they look fantastic. I'm super happy with how this barbed wire turned out. And I feel much better about this build because you can't have a World War I build without some barbed wire. It just doesn't make sense. So I think we've got the overall structure done of this thing. It's now time to go ahead and add some troops. I'm gonna do that now. The soldiers have been added and thus the mock is finished. Let me give you a tour. Starting with the command trench, we're back here for the French soldiers. We've got an officer with binoculars observing the battle, as well as a couple French riflemen who are just sort of waiting to reinforce or potentially have to defend the command post if the attack by the Germans is successful. Once again, we got the medical tent back here with soldiers being healed. Then we've got our lineup of barbed wire next to the command trench, followed by the firing trench. On the far left side over here, we have a small chest with dynamite. We've got a French soldier with a Lebel rifle getting bayoneted by a German soldier right there. We've also got a German officer running up and a German soldier with a shovel. Trench raiders were pretty much use anything, including swords, when assaulting trenches, as they need to be lightweight and quick to get up there fast. So this part of the trench is pretty much capitulating. We've got a French soldier over here with a bayoneted rifle trying to fend off this guy, and also a firing rifleman right there. They're basically trying to defend the mortar team over this way, and then we've got our cookie boy over here who is getting some nice calories in for the fight ahead. Over this way we've got a Belgian, actually, machine gunner right there, as well as the French flag bearer over here, who it appears has killed a German soldier right there. Further down the trench line over this way, we've got another firing Frenchman, and then a surrendering Frenchman to a German with a granata. Additionally, down this trench, we have a number of Lebel rifles that are extras in case they get destroyed during the battle, and some bandoliers and other artillery ammunition inside of a chest there. As for the German side of things over here, once again, we do have the artillery cannons being operated, as well as that backup machine gun back there. The officer has moved forward on the battlefield. Hans is up here with his Luger, and he is commanding his troops forward. This trooper right here has sadly perished. This guy over this way is trying to do some covering fire for some of the charging Germans over here. We've got a number of Germans with bayonets charging on forward here, as well as a soldier with an MP-18 prototype submachine gun. And there's another charging bayonet soldier. One trooper right here has been caught in the barbed wire and sadly has bled out. Then we do have one more German dead on the ground over here who attempted to take out the flag bearer. So yeah, overall this was probably one of, if not my favorite mocks to build so far out of LEGO. World War I was one of my specialties in college as a history major, and it was just so fun to build this, man. I mean, just everything. It's not completely historically accurate, but hey, it certainly was very entertaining to go ahead and build, decorate, and create little scenarios and actions in this thing. Let me know what you guys thought of this in the comment section below. Did you like this mock or not? Either way, let's get into the giveaway. For today's giveaway, we're going to be giving away 2 German soldiers, one with the big MG, one with a rifle, and 2 French soldiers, both of the different variants that the French had. These are not authentic Legos, these are knockoff, because making a French and German army out of World War I actual Legos from custom places like United Bricks or Citizen Brick or whatever would be extremely expensive. So I'm also going to be giving away 3 501st 2023 battle packs to you guys as well. All you gotta do is hit the like button, subscribe with notifications on, and comment down below either what your favorite part of this mock was in the video, or your favorite and most interesting battle from World War I. Thanks to the latest channel member, Adventures of Will, as well as the rest of the channel members. All of your names are Assault on Hoth for eternity. I really appreciate y'all becoming channel members. If you want to join, click the join button next to the subscribe button down below. Either way, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy. Please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.